I completely forgot to mention when I was talking about like a system. If you're uh, if you're in a system with limitations, with regulations, with rules, whatever system it is, not just um, political, not just legal or anything, but kind of metaphored back to like a game. This is largely a philosophy video, but I like to start with like particular items, but metaphoring it to Magic the Gathering, I feel like you find yourself in this box, you find yourself in the space, and you think of how you want to express yourself, and you build your deck out of whatever, like I said, these thousands of cards depending on the format that you play, and it almost reflects who you are in a way. I mean, then again, you can argue everything you do reflects who you are, everything you output reflects who you are, but there's like this level of self-expression to it. But when like entities in the space want to keep expanding to the very limits of that space, there's no room for self-expression anymore because they just became the space. They became these limitations to a degree, obviously, because I know there's multiple extremely efficient ways to do something, like especially in particular like that card game. But in reality, you make something that you love and you use cards that you love. But if when you keep expanding to those limitations and trying to be as good as possible, be as efficient as possible, win the most. When it comes down just straight to the numbers, WL, win loss, you don't have room to really keep the self-expression that you had in the start. That you're going to realize in the end that you had to cut a lot of that out. You had to trim a lot of that fat, and then you're going to look at it and go, "Whoa, this wasn't anything like I started." And for some people, I think it's convenient because the way some people like to play, no matter what they're playing, is they want to play it as well as possible, and that gives them great enjoyment. And in a lot of ways, what's the word? A little jealous of it because I'm not that type of person. And when anything comes to the point where efficient, da 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 da, you're trying to get better and you have to do a certain way. When I lose that self-expression personally, it yeah, I don't know, it kind of rubs me the wrong way. But what was I talking about? Expanding, yeah, and I guess it's just like I said in the first video, it's up to the person where the line, where their line is, and if they're willing to cross that line until they just become the space itself. And when you become the space itself, it's just more, you lose yourself entirely. It's just like this, you're a drop that falls into a pond. You're just the pond now. You're that space. You're not like an individual droplet or Buddhism bullshit. But it's true for anything. Um, I just feel like there's too many people that when it comes down to choices in life that hurt people or help people, I think it is good. It's good to be as efficient as possible in those choices, but when it comes to choices on like hobbies, like a card game or like a sport, the thing that always ruins those things is that entity, that like whatever blob that just keeps expanding to the space and just kind of shoves you out because yeah, it's not really it's not fun losing, and there's a part of everybody that doesn't really find losing very fun. And if you're somebody who loves losing, I'm a bit jealous of that, or envious or whatever. Because yeah, I would love to. I'd be like the world's greatest loser if I loved losing, but I don't. No, I don't think anybody really does. So it's a shame when the line that somebody wants to reach is this level that's just, I will crush you. I want to break the game. I will crush you. I want to break the game, and they become this like robotic, like Terminator, just wants to blast you, like, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess I can't do my little dance then because I'm too busy, I'm too busy running.